Today is actually a transition day. We go from the king being in the field to the creation of the world. This creation of the world occurs on the 25th of Elul. So the first 24 days of Elul, which is the last day today, the king is in the field, completely accessible, almost beyond creation. It's the end of one year and the beginning of another. And then we go tomorrow to the first day of creation, Bereshis. And it's propitious to read the daily section of the Torah that, the first day of creation, second day of creation. Start that on the 25th of Elul and read each day. And then the sixth day of creation is Rosh Hashanah and the creation of man. And then the seventh day of creation, it's the second day of Rosh Hashanah, also the creation of man. But we go from the king being in the field and accessible for everybody and everything into Rosh Hashanah, which is synagogue. Synagogue. You want to see those synagogues and the seats in the synagogues and the preparations for Rosh Hashanah, the paintings of the synagogue, and the, speeches and hours, and whoa. So, and memberships and people talking and community. Well, that's wonderful. But to me, it's lost. So, there's a little bit of a rant here. Because I think that the meditative breath work is what's been lost. The work on the internal self. The work that's beyond everything. And so that's what we get to here in this transition. I want to thank you, man, because they haven't opened yet.
Huh?
They haven't opened yet, so
really?
just so you know. Thank you.
Wow.
Because the field was opened here. And not by the official way. So. And so today, I'm doing breath work. And it's the space between the breaths. It's what I call Ben Hashomashot. Between, that's a time for consciousness. It's a time of in-breath, hold, out-breath, hold. These between the breaths is a time of real consciousness. Also in my own tennis, it's the raising to Tiferet. And the Tiferet, that's that spot right here. The whole movement mechanism from Tiferet, rather than from down in Yesod. It's Tiferet. And when you move, Yesod moves, and then Tiferet. Yesod moves, and then Tiferet. It's like a check swing. And so there's a Jing, there's a Chi, and then a Ki, and then there's a Shen, for those who know. And this is What can I say? We're given an opportunity, and then the society keeps us from it. It keeps us from it within the social structures, because the society in itself doesn't want us to find the true essence that we've been promised. The Mashiach times, the Gan Eden times, the resurrection of the dead times. And what does resurrection of the dead really mean? Resurrection of the dead means to come to life, to breath. The dead have no breath. And so the resurrection of the dead is the coming of breath. Because the body is a dead basar, it's a dead flesh. And when that breath goes out of it, the body is dead. It's worth nothing. The society, I don't care who you are in the society, once you're dead, you're out. So this is the opening of Tiferet, and where the what they call the friend, the diaphragm, which also means brain. It's the brain of the lower stomach, lower half. And once that Tiferet's open, the body's up instead of down to Yesod. The Yesod has a great correspondence to Tiferet. Remember, Tiferet as Tov, quotation marks, Tov is 800 and Yesod is 80, and the 2 of Tov and 4 of Yesod is 6. That's 886, and that's the 3 spellings of Elohim: 300, 296, and 291, 295, and 291. That's 886. That goes well with the 4 spellings of Yud Hey Vav Hey, which I just expressed in the breath. The 72, 63, 52, and 45 and 52 that I just expressed in the breath. And that 886 and 3 and 232 comes out to be 1,118. 1,118 just happens to be the gematria of the Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. And when these comes together, these are great meditations. This is just a rant. You put these things together for yourself. Just like in breath work, you breathe yourself. There's an internal brain that you haven't even touched yet, because you can't trust it in the society that you have to raise your hand in school. Yes, Christopher Columbus, 1492, and then wait. Yes, yes, the teacher told you you're right. That's right. So when you open Tiferet, then it's a different you. There's like a midget you, a mini me, from Tiferet up. And one of the great things is in yoga to start the legs from the diaphragm, from just under the ribs here. And when that opens, there's a different consciousness, and they're trying to keep you from it. They're trying to keep you from the breath consciousness, and they're doing the best they can. They're doing the best they can. And when you find it, you're ostracized like an ostrich.